Welcome to Empowered to Grow, the podcast. I am your host, Hanan El-Basha, the business doctor.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Empowered to Grow Live. And this podcast, as we said, this season is all about being empowered to grow in business. So very excited to be here with you. And I'm hoping that this time the lives across the platforms will be working. So just give me a second to be able to confirm that it is working. This is the part where last week, I did indeed go live, and then it turned out that it wasn't working. So that was not a happy moment for me, but it's always great to know what's happening. So this is the part where we're trying to look at all the topics that would make you empowered to grow in business. And being empowered to grow is not just about having the right tactics. It is also about the person behind the business. Whether you are an owner of a small business, a medium business, or a startup, these are all tactics we are talking about for you to look at and to consider and to see what works for you. I think that's the most important part. Sometimes we are overwhelmed with, I need to do everything that everyone else is doing, and that's not applicable to you. So please be selective about the strategies, the tactics, even the components within the tactics that work for you, that are relevant not just to you as the business owner or leader, but also relevant to your line of business and to be able to get the best outcome out of it. So for those watching, can you please confirm to me that you can see and hear me in the comments? I just want to make sure this is not going to go to waste. Okay, I think we're good. So I hope this goes this time. Okay, so today's topic is about smart hires. And smart hires are not just about the people who are supporting you in the business, in the everyday business, but you also sometimes need to look at smart hires beyond the ones that kind of encompass a bigger picture. And these would be advisors and consultants. Now, to be clear, let's differentiate between what they are expected to do and what you would want them to do. A consultant is someone who is specialized in a specific area. It could be, again, that specific area could be a generalist business, but it could be management, it could be accounting, it could be supply chain, it could be investment and funding. So they would be, you would be looking for a consultant to be able to advise you, or no, to consult you on a specific part of the business. That scope of work would be a lot more specific, which means that also the time frame would be defined. You would know what to expect of them, where the problem is that they've been hired to support. It's not like you don't have enough experts within your business. Even if you are the expert, being in the everyday part of the business and running of it sometimes could be an impediment because you can't see the bigger picture. You can't see your blind spots. Like, when you're driving, now we have the aids on most cars. It tells you where the blind spot and gives you an alert on all of this. But we can't help it. That's how we are created, that we have blind spots. So accordingly, you need to be looking at that consultant would be supporting with your blind spots. And they would be coming in to see from a specific area of specialization what and how they can support you. There is a problem. They are assigned to do a specific job. You agree on what the job is. There is a contract. There is a written agreement between you. There's a time frame. There are fees, and the job is done. And then they give you the recommendations or the course of action, and you assess, kind of the viability of their solution to what you are doing. It should be very viable because they are very specific on what they would be focusing on. Now, an advisor, on the other hand, is more of a longer term goal, and they would have more advice on the overall business, or even, again, if they are specialized in one area, they would be giving long-term views, kind of the fly on the wall, because they've been around for some time. They have enough experiential knowledge, and I keep emphasizing this a lot. It's between not just having the knowledge, but having experience within that knowledge as well, utilizing it and being able to work with it. And that's what you want. So now that we've defined what a consultant is and what an advisor is, again, these could be individuals or these could be agencies, depending on your need, the kind of the gravity of the problem that you are trying to resolve within your business, how big or small your business is, your resources, that is financial resources, but also the resources of time and energy that you can exert to work with them, because this is not a person you want just kind of as an insert and they move out. You want a collaboration. They are there to support you, alongside you, and to work with you for that business. It is also important that you get some transfer of knowledge along the way, because these are all elements that ensure that your return on investment is way beyond just the job that needed to be done or the money that you paid to get the service in return. Okay, so these are all considerations I would love for you to think about when thinking about hiring a consultant or an advisor for your business. Now, the part about the minimal cost, again, this is something that you would need to invest in. I keep using the word invest, not pay, because as an investment, you're getting a return on investment. You are getting knowledge embedded into your business and into your team and into you individually to be able to carry you forward. But you're also getting something, a pain point in your business, whether that is customer relationships or whether that is your supply chain, or tapping into kind of looking at the untapped potential within your business, production capacity, areas or segments of the market that you haven't been serving yet. These are all elements that you are looking on the return on that investment. So that's why it is important to think of it from that perspective. How do you get the best out of it? How do you do it as the minimal cost? Well, first, the cost of you hiring someone that's not right for the business is humongous. It might not just, again, it's not just about the money. It's about the time wasted, the expectations that were filled and everything else. So chemistry, making sure that that person or that entity, that organization, whether it is a boutique consultancy or a firm or a mega of the 4 Ps, you want to make sure that they're in alignment with who you are as an individual, because you will be working closely with them or your team members, what your business is about, the vision of where your business is, the mission that you are on. These are all elements that you need to ensure that they will not cost you by you not finding the alignment to start with. Next, there are, again, today we are the brands, and our ventures are the brands, and we kind of overlap in a lot of areas. So check them out and all the offerings, their website, their different media channels. If they have YouTube, go to an event where they are at. That would be the best, because then you can interact with them in person, listen to what they say, listen to their expertise, assess for yourself if this is exactly what you need for your business. Again, to minimize the cost of you hiring someone that's not a right fit for your business, even if they are the expert to be able to support you. The third part is, a lot of times they have things that are already, as organizations, they might have market reports, they might have case studies that they've put out there. As individuals and as experts, then they might have already kind of freebies or opt-in documents or something. You can see their style, you can see what they offer, the value that they're adding, the perspective or the worldview lens that they're coming at from. So these are all important elements, and these cost nothing, or they cost very minimal cost. Beyond that, then it is an agreement. And the agreement is where you start saying, be specific, for you to get clarity on what you want and conviction. You have to be very specific on what is needed. Yes, as experts, and again, from their outside view, they can see extra areas where you need support. But for now, you want to make sure that when they are hired or when you hire them, that they are there to fulfill a specific task. So that could be saying, kind of a pre-agreement. We'll work on this. When this works out, then we can expand, then we can extend kind of the framework or the scope of work that we are assigned with. So you are not committed up front to a whole kind of extensive scope of work. And after the first part is done, or might not even be done, that you realize, hang on a second, that's not a right fit. And now I've committed, or I've already paid things up front, or the contract, of course, as a contract, you might find areas that are difficult for you to get out of. So these are all considerations for you to be able to assess the consultant or the advisor that you're working with, how they can add to the business, the worldview lens that they will bring that you might not have within your business or within you as a business leader. And that's okay. We're not expected to know everything or to see everything at all times. How they will be able to support you, your business, your team to get to the next level, to resolve a pain point that is there from their level of expertise and their connection and their ability to see the market as a whole, whether you're working within one market or multiple markets as well. They give you insights that you might not have access to at this point in time, especially as an SME who is, or as a startup who is in the growth phase. And that's the part where you are most probably either crossing kind of segments of target segments, or even borders. You're crossing borders as in you're going to other countries that you might not have all the knowledge about. So that's the value that they are bringing to the table. And that's how you want to capitalize on them to make a smart hire for someone to support your business, someone who could be relevant in your industry, in your region, in your area of expertise, or how niche you are doing. That's why you want them there, and that's why it is beneficial. There are a lot of people, and I've spoken to a lot of people. Immediately, the first thing is, I can't afford it. It's a consultant or an advisor charge a premium. Yes, most of the time they do, but they don't charge a premium just because they want to tease you as a business leader or owner. They charge a premium because they are bringing years, if not decades, of experience. And that's what you're paying them for. That's what you're investing in. You're investing in that experience. You're not investing in the hour, the month, or the year they'll be working with you in. You are investing in that so you can expedite your growth or resolve your pain points within the business or within the market you're operating in much faster. And that's why you do every once in a while, if that is not a common practice for you, bring in someone, especially in an area that you know is a block in your business. Bring in someone from the outside that you have heard of, that you have a referral for, from a friend, from an acquaintance, from someone in the market that you trust, and say, let's try this out, and then assess for yourself. It is not a must that you have to continue, but you have to try it out to see what impact that will create on your business. So that's kind of the overall view, and that's the message I wanted to share today. So just going back to the point of the podcast, Empower to Grow, and it's about empowering you to grow in business, to be specific. So you are addressing your blind spots, you're addressing your areas of growth, any untapped potential you have within your business and within you as a business leader or owner as well. That is also important, because sometimes we don't see our core competences. We don't see where we can be great at if we focus on, and we need sometimes that outside view. So that's the essence of why we would hire a consultant or an advisor a bit long-term, kind of shadow us, work alongside us, be kind of that sounding board for us. But someone with experience. It's not just someone you know or a friend or someone close who has no prior experience or has no business experience or has no relevance or kind of relevance to what you are doing, but someone who would understand where you want to go with this business, where the issues could be, how they can support you. That, in essence, why you would hire a consultant or an advisor. Again, that could be an individual, it could be a boutique firm, it could be a mega firm, a 4P from the 4Ps, and those are the kind of things that being specific in how you want them to support you is important. So that's my message for you today. I would love for this to be as interactive as possible, and that's why I opted to do the live version of it. So if you do have any questions or comments, please put them in. More than happy to have this as a conversation. Also, if you are seeing the recording of this after the live is done, please don't hesitate to put in your question or comment, and I will make sure to address it. So I will wait for a few seconds to see if anyone has a comment or question. And if not, I will leave you with the message that when it comes to the business and the vision, you empower yourself to grow as a human, as a business leader, and you empower the business to grow as well. You do that by getting the ego out of the way. We are not expected to be experts in everything. We're not expected to know everything, but we are expected to do the best that we can to be able to support the vision that came to us and to serve who we are destined to serve. So do it with the passion that is in your heart, knowing that, of course, things will not always be going great. We know that. We know there are a lot of factors that will be outside of your control, but that is within your control is how you will empower yourself and your venture to grow. So thank you so much for being here. And as always, I wish you love, abundance, and prosperity. And I hope to see you next time. Take care for now. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Empowered to Grow podcast. I'll catch you on the next episode. And until then, know that empowered you empowers others. Love, abundance, and prosperity to you all.